Good to be together. And so now tonight we're going to talk about being attractive, taking a few minutes to be attractive. I was out with the goats today and I was feeding the animals and I was thinking about something how so often we can be attractive, right? We could be attractive to, someone or in that case with the goats. And I was thinking about how all of the animals on the farm were drawn to me, and because in that moment while I was going to get the food and I'm rattling the cans and scooping out the grain and doing that kind of stuff, all the animals know, okay, he has something for us that we want. He's about to meet our need. He's about to take care of our needs. So now they all start walking over to the fence. They're standing by the fence. They're making noise. There's a lot of commotion. I was attractive. I was able to attract them to me because I had something that they wanted. And as I was thinking about it, I thought sometimes in life we are presenting ourselves to the world and we are so general that we can just attract a little bit of everything towards us. Like I attracted goats, I attract horses, I attracted the chickens. They were all drawn to me because I had something. And then I started thinking, what if what if I was more specific though? What if I only wanted one particular horse? Or what if I only wanted the chickens to come towards me? Or what if I wanted to attract, I don't know, dogs, some kind of other animal? What would I need to do differently to get their attention, to get that particular creature's attention? Same thing with people. I mean, listen, that was an example about animals, but the same thing happens with people. Sometimes we can be very general and like, especially when it comes to relationships. I just want to, I just want to meet a guy. Really? Wait a second. Wait, you just want to meet a guy? Like all the different types of men in the world, you just want to meet a guy? Like we don't have any more of a standard, or you're not more particular about what you want to attract in your life? Or I just want to get a job. Really? There are lots of jobs. Don't you want to be a little bit more specific? I can tell you, I don't just want any woman in I don't want to be in a relationship with just a woman. Like, oh, I just want a woman in my life and be in a relationship with her. No. You know why? Because if you're general, if we are general, and we are just opening our lives up to be to anyone, to allow all people, and we our approach to this thing called life is that, hey, we just want to attract whatever we can attract. We're going to spend more time sifting out and trying to move people away that we really don't want in our lives. See, when we attract everybody, we have to deal with the mess that comes with everybody. But when we get specific and when we're working on what we want to attract, the game changes. This is why I encourage the women that I work with. Sometimes you hear it being said like, oh, you're so intimidating. I tell them, I'm like, that is a good thing. That's a good phrase. You know why? Because that phrase is a standard that's going to keep somebodies away. You don't need to let everybody in your life. Some people need to be kept away by your high standards. That's good. You want to filter them out. Somebody else, you might say, listen, I know I want to be married. So from the jump, from the get up, you tell somebody, hey, I'm looking to be in a exclusive relationship, monogamous relationship with one person. I want to get married, and this is what I want. Boom, 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 boom. You'll find out some people are going to be turned away because all they wanted was, a couple good nights, and that was it. Maybe a few good hours, and that was it. So you want to turn them away. Same thing. When it comes to any part of your life, you get to be particular because you don't need everybody just walking through, right? You don't need everybody just trampling through your life, bringing their stuff that is not really what you want in the first place. So how do you become attractive? How do you become more attractive? For one thing is for certain, two things are for sure. If you want to become more attractive, You must first settle the thought that you are good enough. You have to settle that in your mind. Settle the thought in your mind that you are worth whatever it is that you're about to ask for, without doubt. Because when you do that, you're setting a tone that is set, that can be heard, that can be recognized, that can be understood. You have to set that tone. If you are just going to, I just want everybody. Let me just tell you, if you just want everybody, you're desperate. Plain and simple. If you just want a job, you're desperate. If you're at the most basic level of just wanting anything, that means you're desperate. Because that means your standards are so low, you'll take whatever is presented to you. I just want something. No, don't be like that. Don't no. You have more worth, you have more value than just wanting something. You might be married to someone. You might just be saying, "Well, I just want them to pay attention to me." No, that's not all you want. Mm-mm. If you say I just, you're setting a low standard. You're like, "I just want this." That means you're really scraping the bottom of the barrel right now. Right? So, don't do that. Determine in your mind, set it in your mind that I am worth this. And I want this. I don't just want this. No, I want this. This is what I want. This is what I'm worth. And I'm not selling myself out at some bargain basement discount price. Not doing it. Not doing it because I'm worth more. And so when you have that understanding that you are worth what it is that you want, then as you move forward, you're not moving forward with desperation. And it works everywhere. If you have a product that you're selling, right? You this bottle of water. Somebody might say, "Oh," I might say, "You know what? This bottle of water is worth $100." Somebody else might tell me, "Oh, no, it's not." Okay. Well, we have a difference of opinion. Somebody might tell me it's only worth $1. I said, "Okay, that's what you think. That's fine." But we're not in the same ballpark. We don't have the same idea about this. Now, somebody else that really, really is thirsty, they might be running a marathon or whatever it might be. They might be hiking and really thirsty. They might say, "Wow, what I wouldn't give for a bottle of water. I would give $100 for that right now." They see a different worth in it. Let somebody be, like dying of thirst, and I have bottles of water, and they have $100. Guess what? They're willing to make that exchange. Why? Because I got into an environment where I'm attracting someone that really needs what I have, someone that wants this. And so we make an exchange. I'm not robbing them. They're not trying to rob me. They're saying, at this point in my life, this bottle of water is worth that to me. And I'm saying, at this point in my life, this is what it's worth to me. Let's make an exchange. Same thing happens in any relationship. So sometimes we are at a point in our life where we say, "You know what? I'm not for all the games. I'm not for all the I don't feel like doing all this running around. I don't feel like operating with a lack of trust. If you're not mature enough to be in this relationship, I don't want to be in this relationship. It costs something to be with me. You got to pay a price to be with me. The price to be with me is the price of faithfulness. The price to be with me is the price of quality time, the price of physical touch, the price of being able to have communication. The price of being with me means, oh no, at sometimes we're going to put these phones down, we're going to turn them off, we're going to put them in the other room, we're going to do something. We need to have some quality time. There's a price to be with me. So what's the price to be with you? Because when you know the price to be with you that someone has to pay, then you can put it out there and you can become attractive to someone that's willing to pay that price. We're not going to start off just negotiating ourselves down. No. Mm-mm. Like I would tell you, you could go ahead and write a job description for someone that wants to be in your life. Oh no, here's what it requires. And don't make any apologies for it. Oh no, it requires this. Now, here's a disclaimer. The more particular you become about what you want in your life, the smaller the pool of candidates will become. The think about how jobs operate, how businesses operate. Different levels, different jobs have different job descriptions, right? We all know that. We were like, okay, yeah, yeah. That job, like an entry level job, has a different job description than an executive level job. Hmm. At the base of the mountain, right? I've been to like, I live in Pennsylvania and I've traveled around, so I've been able to climb up some mountains and I've been in the mountains, right? We have these mountains here called the Pocono Mountains. And so at the bottom of the mountains, the base of the mountain is bigger. There will always be more people at the bottom of the mountain than there will be at the top of the mountain. The higher you go, the less and less people will be there because it requires something to be there. If you want to climb a mountain, you have to train your body to adjust. You have to train your heart. See, now we're going, here's a little play on words, right? You have to train your heart to go to higher places on the mountain. The air changes. What you need, the way that you breathe at a higher level is different. Here's what I tell people all the time. Listen, you can fall at the bottom of the mountain and have the wind knocked out of you. You can climb to the top of the mountain and have an experience where you see something that takes your breath away too. It's all a matter of what you want to experience. You could be face down in the dirt with the wind knocked out of you, with your breath taken away. You could also get the top of the mountain with a breathtaking moment, a breathtaking experience, breathtaking love, breathtaking life. What do you want though? And so as you go up the mountain and as less and less people around, it's your standard, it's the requirement that says, everybody's not going. And so don't feel bad. Don't feel bad when you find out how come a lot of people don't call me to go out on dates. A lot of people, the job position isn't open for a lot of people. Why? Because there's a greater price to pay for that responsibility. There's a greater price to pay for that relationship. And the more sure you are about it, when you don't have this fear of, well, what if no one wants to pay that price? Don't be desperate. Don't be desperate. Don't be desperate. Desperate is not a good look. You say, this is the price. I'm holding out for this because if you compromise it, then what's going to happen is you are now not only compromising your standard, but you're going to compromise your experience. You're going to compromise what happens. Oh, sure. In the beginning, you might be thrilled. Oh, somebody wants me. I started a new relationship after I adjusted my standards. I lowered my standards a little bit, but now I got somebody. Oh, somebody wants me. I'm in a relationship, that because I compromised my standards. I finally found somebody. Great. Endorphins are rushing. Fast forward a year or two. Fast forward 6 months. And that very thing that you compromised is the very problem that you have. Because you compromised it. You decided, oh, in the front, I'm willing to compromise what I want so I can have something. But you forgot this is a long-term relationship. And that person said, oh, you compromised that. You gave that up in the deal. You told me I didn't have to be that way. You didn't hold out for that. You got desperate. I called your bluff. You got desperate. Now you want me to change. Mm-mm. You don't need that. You don't need that business. You don't need that in your life. So you hold out and you recognize that you are the pearl of great price. You are the one to be sought after. You say, no, my standards, I'm worth these standards. And depending on the kind of relationship you want, you're only looking for one person anyway. You don't really need the more you set these standards, the more you're eliminating people from being with you. That's great because most people aren't looking for 5 and 10 people to be in a relationship with anyway. Not romantic ones. They're typically looking for one person. And so you say, all right, I'm looking for this person. I'm looking for somebody that fills the job requirement. Listen, like I said, you can write a job description. If you know yourself well, I was thinking about this when I was feeding the animals today. I said, anyone that would want to be in a relationship with me at the ground level has to be a person that is okay with physical touch as a primary love language. Has to be, right? Like, I know that's my primary love language. I have a background. Actually a professional toucher. I went to school to learn massage therapy. I am like gifted and trained to be able to touch, right? So that's a part of my life. And I know that when I went to massage therapy school, I did so because I wanted to serve someone that would be in my life in that role, in that capacity. And so if someone said, "No, I don't like all that touch. I don't want you touching me. I don't want to set aside time for that." Well, I know that's a deal breaker. So I would need to hold out for the standard that I have of I know I need to touch. Not just want to, I know I need it. So when you start looking at your life and what you desire and what you need in order to be whole and healthy in a relationship, you set these standards, you hold to them. It doesn't matter if it's in a romantic setting, a professional setting, friendship settings. What are your standards that you are going to hold to? Like, it's your life. And here's the kicker. If you don't hold to your own standards, here's what's going to happen with the dialogue later on. You're going to start telling yourself that you're not worth it because someone or some company or there's going to be some interactions that begin telling you it's okay to overlook you. It's okay to mistreat you. It's okay to talk to you that way. And no, it's not. You deserve respect, and you deserve honor, and you deserve to be appreciated, and you deserve to be valued, and you deserve more than anything else. You deserve to have a life that you enjoy living. Listen, one of the worst things that can be part of our lives is when we're just doing time. When we're just suffering. When we're just waiting for the end. Now, I don't know about you. Maybe I'm just talking about myself, but it is a pretty crappy experience when you're in a relationship and you're wondering, when will it be over? Like, oh man, that's the worst. Doing time is the worst. And time is too important. Think about it. You don't know how much you have left. We don't know how many minutes we get. This could be my last speech ever given. I don't want to waste it. I don't want to waste any time. I never get it back. I don't know how much I have left. I don't want to waste it. I certainly don't want to be in a relationship that I have chosen doing time, trying to figure out when can it be over. No, that's not a good look. And so let me just tell you, as we shut this down, as we land the plane for tonight, if we eliminate everybody else from our lives for a moment, and we just look at the relationship we have with ourselves, are you even attractive to yourself? Right? Like, do you look at yourself and find yourself attractive? The way that you think, the way that you live, the food that you choose to eat, the way that you keep your body, the way that you keep your environment. Are you attracted to yourself, or do you just want to get away from yourself? Are you sick of yourself? Because if you're sick of yourself, that right there, you need to handle that first. Perhaps you're sick of your mindset. You're like, this is such an unattractive mindset that I have. All right, do something about that. Because you know that mindset that's like that is keeping you from your next greatest experience. Your mindset of believing that you are bound to fail, the believing that you aren't meant to have anything in life, that mindset that says you're not worth it, that mindset that says you never are going to accomplish anything, that mindset is keeping you from your next greatest experience. And you're not meant to live that way. So you have to tell yourself, you know what? It's time for a me makeover. I have to change some things because this is just unacceptable. I cannot live the rest of my life thinking this way because there's some greatness in you. There's value in you. There's worth in you. So you got to check yourself. You got to make some changes and say, you know what? I recognize that I need to hold to a higher standard my thoughts. I recognize I need to hold to a higher standard my health care, my self-care, the way that I keep my home, the things that I think about, the things that I watch, the things that I use my time for. I need to hold myself to a higher standard because I'm worthy of more. But the only way that I can actually be worthy of more is by holding to a standard of more. Because if you allow your standard to be less, you've just now told yourself that you're worthy of less. So it's your choice. What do you want for yourself? What do you want for yourself? Whatever standards you set, that's the standard you're worthy of. That's it. Whatever standard you set, that's the standard you're worthy of. So I encourage people. I'm like, I know it sounds good. You know, you're going through something and somebody's mistreating you, and people say, you're worth more than that, right? You deserve better than that. I always say, you deserve what you're willing to accept. Now it's hard, and a little bit of a hard truth, but I deserve to be in a miserable relationship for as long as I was there because I was scared to leave it. So I deserve what kept happening because fear was controlling my actions, not love. See, when you find out that you love yourself, when you go through that transformation process and you say, enough is enough, I love myself more than this, and I need more than this in my life. Like, I'm not going to sit here and die like this. Something clicks for you and you realize, oh no, today was the last day. You got to get to your last day. When is your last day? Get to that last day as soon as you can, where you say, today is the last day. I'm not doing any more of this. This is it. It is over. Then you roll on. You turn the page, you start a new chapter. and it makes a world of difference because life is way better than dying. And so since you have a few moments on this spinning rock, use them to live. Like, use them to live. The last thing you want to do is be breathing and dying at the same time. Like, oh man, each one of these breaths is just supporting the life that's killing me. Whew, that's not good stuff. Use your breath to live. And it'll be enjoyable. You'll love it. Let's pray. Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for this opportunity to be together with this amazing family. Thank you for all of these wonderful people that have been here on live, those that are watching on replay. Thank you for their lives. Thank you for their gifts. Thank you for their talents. Thank you for their abilities. Thank you for their hearts, the passion that's within them. Thank you for the value and worth that they have. Thank you that tonight is a game changer. Tonight is a life changer. And in these few moments, we recognize that we have standards to uphold so that we don't have to go backwards, so that we don't have to simply manage a miserable experience. I pray that today would be the last day for someone, that they would say, this is the last day. I'm not going through this anymore. I'm not doing this. I'm out. I'm done. I pray for that person to have boldness and courage and strength and confidence to make the move they need to make so that they will live and not die, so that they can prosper and be about the work that's truly in their heart to do, that they may experience the love that they truly want to experience, that they may breathe and have their breath taken away on the mountaintops and not just simply have the breath knocked out of them at the bottom of the mountain. I pray blessings upon each one as we go. Pray that their life be enhanced and that these moments have been beneficial. Pray that you would multiply and bless them with time to get things done. In Jesus' name. And we thank you in advance. Amen. All right. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks for the encouragement. Hope that you realize that you have worth and value. Let that just be rock solid in your mind because it is the truth, right? So don't look back. You're a different person right now because you believe something new. You believe something different. It's been confirmed. Even if you've been believing it all this time, you just added some more fuel to your tank. So do something with it. Live with it. I love you all much. I'm B.A. Shepherd, 2Ps, ARD, reminding you to be a shepherd. The world has enough sheep. Good night. See ya.